Mortgage rates held at a best case scenario of 6% for the 30-year fixed mortgage. Is Portland Metro real estate feeling the influence of lower interest rates yet? Let's take a look at the very latest stats and trends. Thank you so much for joining me for the very latest in Portland Metro real estate. This is our exclusive sample of residential sales for the full metro area, including Southwest Washington. I hope you find this report informative, and I would love it if you would consider subscribing to the channel so that you can see more reports like this in your feed and stay ahead of the curve. Now on with the report. The average sale price is down from the previous week, which is typical this time of year, so no surprise there. Compared to last year at this time, the average sale price is up 3.9%, and that's coming off the previous week's difference of plus 2.3%. So it feels like prices might be a little bit on the rise, at least for now. Keep in mind, though, that the sales we're seeing are for deals that went under contract about 30 days ago, plus or minus, and that's back when mortgage rates were about 0.5% higher than what they are right now. It'll probably be about 2 to 4 weeks before we see the resulting sale prices from the current lower rates. Supply was up just a hair over last week, and we're still running with about 32% more homes for buyers to choose from compared to last year at this time. That sounds like a lot, but what that really means is that if a buyer had 3 homes that fit their criteria last year, this year they probably have 4 to choose from. It looks like sellers are a little bit nervous and probably dealing with a little bit of market fatigue, judging by the number of price reductions that we saw this last week. They are down from the previous week, but still very hot in our year-over-year comparison, with more than 50% more price reductions this year compared to roughly the same time period last year. Even though we do have lower interest rates, buyer demand still hasn't picked up when it comes to the number of purchase contracts agreed to by both buyers and sellers. And this is where we really should start seeing the effects of lower interest rates. The number of new purchase agreements is down from the previous week, but still on par with what we were seeing last year. It looks like the number of buyers out looking at homes with their agents is on the rise. For the second week in a row now, lockbox opens on the Oregon side of the border are up compared to last year. It's up by 8.5%, and that's coming off the previous week's increase of 3.5%. So this could be the start of a new trend, and we may be looking at the vanguard of buyers encouraged by lower interest rates and getting off the fence, something definitely to watch. So what's going on with mortgage rates? This week we had a couple of inflation reports that came in as expected or just a hair below what was expected, which is good. And that pushed the yield on the 10-year Treasury down a bit earlier on in the week. That, of course, was followed by a couple of jobs and retail sales reports that were stronger than expected, allaying some of the market's recession fears. That sent the yield on the 10-year Treasury creeping back up, and of course the 10-year Treasury is one of our best indicators of where mortgage rates are headed. Despite these ups and downs with the 10-year Treasury, the 30-year fixed remains firm at about 6% for most of the week. That's the best rate I could find advertised on Thursday morning, and of course I will post Friday's rate right over here. Looking forward, I still have my eye on the Fed board meeting next September, the 17th and 18th, which is about a month off from right now. The market expectation is that the Fed will cut rates during this meeting, but it's split on whether it will be a cut of 1/4 of a point or 1/2 of a point, so 0.25 lower or 0.5 lower. We have been in this position in the past where the market thought that the Fed was getting ready to cut at the next meeting, not as strongly as it thinks right now, but still pretty darn certain. And then we saw that confidence evaporate with a couple of reports that came in off of expectations. Nothing is certain, and a lot can change at the drop of a hat. So be sure to tune in here each and every Friday for the latest in Portland real estate stats and trends. I look forward to seeing you then.